It's already begun again. And I'm not talking about starting school back up. I'm talking about the stress, the worry, the exhaustion, the feeling that your kiddo is either already sick or is about to be and might stay that way for the rest of the spring. We hear it every single year, and we see it in our practice every single winter, that the holidays are over, but that doesn't mean that the stress and the sugar and the tension and the dysfunction have magically just poof disappeared. No, they've settled in deep into our nervous systems and deep into our kids' immune systems, and they are already creating chaos. But here's the good news, is it doesn't have to be that way. Today, we're going to dive into the real reason that kids get sick and stuck in that cycle all winter long. And more importantly, how we can help them break it neurologically and naturally. So let's start with this. According to the NIH, 5 out of 6 kids will have had an ear infection by their 3rd birthday. And in a massive cohort study, over 2 million cases found that 77% of those were treated with antibiotics within just 3 days. And here's what's wild, that in that same study, they showed that watchful waiting, which is not prescribing antibiotics immediately, barely changed the outcome over time. And the result of that is leading to 93% of our kids in the United States receiving at least 1 round of antibiotics before the age of 5. And that's nearly every kiddo. We're seeing more and more illness, more chronic immune system dysfunction, more allergies, more gut issues, even in the youngest of kiddos. But it's not just about germs or catching the latest bug or bacteria that you get from daycare or school. It's about how their nervous system handles that stress, that toxicity, that sugar overload, and whether their nervous system can regulate that or not. So your kiddo's immune system, their nervous system, and their hormonal system don't operate independently. They're what's called a neuroendocrine immune supersystem, and all of it runs through the nervous system. Picture it like a 3-legged stool. If one leg gets wobbly, the whole thing topples. And the nervous system is the master leg, the main leg. It's the air traffic controller. So when your child is under stress, we'll talk about where that stress starts from in a moment, the nervous system sends the stress signal downstream to the immune system. Some kids become immune suppressed and they catch every little bug that goes on, and others become hyperreactive with things like allergies and inflammation and rashes. Some swing back and forth, but no matter what it is, the nervous system is dysregulated. And it's not just about the strength of the bug, it's about the regulation of the nervous system. So let's get nerdy here for a second. There is a single nerve that is responsible for 80% of your kiddo's immune regulation. And it's one that most parents have never even heard of. It's called your vagus nerve. This nerve exits the brainstem, travels down through the neck, and it connects to all major organs, especially the gut, when that's where 70 to 80% of the immune system lives. It is the immune system's off switch. When the vagus nerve works well, it calms inflammation, it signals recovery, and it gets your kiddo back to a baseline. But when it's dysfunctional, the immune system stays on, inflammation simmers, the system never resets. And this is like a fire alarm that won't shut off, even when there's no fire. Here's where it gets even more important. That vagus nerve, that brake pedal of the nervous system, exits right at the upper neck, the base of the skull, which is where we see so much birth trauma happen every single day. It's things like C-sections, vacuum extractions, forceps, long labor, Pitocin, all of these interventions, while they are sometimes necessary, they put tremendous pressure on the upper cervical spine. And this creates a subluxation or a misalignment and interference within the nervous system. And that right there is often the start of why your kiddo cannot regulate their immune system. From there, it will compound and it'll stack. So it'll go from things like colic and reflux, constipation, then recurring ear infections, antibiotics before the age of 2, sensory issues, meltdowns, and yes, immune system crashes every single winter. It's not that your kiddo is broken, because that's certainly not the case. It's that their system is stuck. So let's zoom out, let's take a step back, and let's look at the timeline of all of this. We like to say that the sick season doesn't start in January, it starts in October. It starts with Halloween, which is sugar and candy and disrupted routines. And then comes Thanksgiving and Christmas, which is more sugar and less sleep. And then we have more stress and less routine. And then we slam into January where structure and routine come back. We have early mornings and it's just more pressure. All right. So no, it's not that there are suddenly more viruses, more bacteria, more germs in February and January. It's the fact that our kiddos' bucket is already full. Their nervous systems are overwhelmed, their vagus nerve is offline, and their immune system simply cannot keep up. And here's what most parents try first, and we absolutely love it. We love the effort, we love the awareness. They try things like supplements, elderberry, they make their own elderberry syrup. They do pre and probiotics, cold plunges, they do detoxes. The list goes on and on, all right? And although that is good, it doesn't last. And it's because if the nervous system, the air traffic controller, if that is stuck, none of those things stick. If we start with the control system, if we start with the nervous system, all those other things, the essential oils, the detoxes, the diet changes, the red lights, all of that stuff works better. In our office, we use advanced scanning technology called your Insight scans to assess exactly how your kiddo's nervous system is functioning. And when we find where those subluxations are and restore proper function within the nervous system, their immune system gets stronger. They don't get sick as often. When they do, or if they do get sick, they bounce back quicker and they break the cycle of winter illness year after year. Parents, if you're exhausted, if you're frustrated, if you have no answers, and all you want is just for your kids to stay healthy and in school this winter, it's time to try something different. Let's check their nervous systems. Let's see if their immune system is stuck in that stress mode, and let's do something proactive and drug-free to get it back online. DM us or click the link in our bio to schedule your very first visit. And right now we are running our Gift of Health special where you can get your entire first visit, scans included, for just $47. Let's help build your kiddo a bigger bucket. Let's reboot their nervous system. Let's help them kick the sick naturally, neurologically, and with total confidence.